I'm Blake X, and this is another nuclear reaction. What's up, survivors? So I kind of had an interesting idea for this reaction. First off, this is a relatively new release by Spiritbox, Holy Roller, and so I'm going to be checking out the official music video, and then I also noticed there's a one-take live performance where Courtney does the vocals to the song, and I've really enjoyed the few of those that I've already watched. So I got the idea to react to both. First, I'll be checking out the official video, fingers crossed it doesn't get blocked, and then the single-take performance, and then I'll do my usual music and lyrical breakdown. So this is going to be a double reaction. It's basically a chance for me to do a genuine first-time look and listen to two versions of the song. I just thought it would be interesting, you know? Change things up a little bit and make it more enjoyable for people watching, give you guys a little something extra, and I'll probably also come away with a deeper opinion about the music because of it. So before I jump in, this is a song that I pick, but very often I react to requested songs on the channel, 9 times out of 10. Now, there are two main ways that you can make your request. The first is to leave a comment beneath the video, and very often I read your comments, take your suggestion, and put it on something called the infinite list. And if it's on the list, I will get to it eventually. On the other hand, if you want to bump your request ahead of the line, past the infinite list, and guarantee a reaction to it right away, check out patreon.com/nuclearreactions, jump on tier 4, that's the $80 tier, and you can make a request for each month that you're on that tier. So those are two things to consider, just FYI. The Patreon link will be in the description if you're interested. And also, while I'm explaining some things to those who are new to the channel, video thumbnails are color-coded. So if you're looking for requested reactions, look for the red text. And green text means it's a song that I picked, teal is for vocal cover reactions, yellow is for re-reactions, the songs that I heard a long time ago, so on and so forth. Just so you know, there's a system to everything. Alright. Also, if you're checking out the Patreon link underneath this video, also check out the link to the Facebook group, The Mushroom Cloud, the merch store, Yellow Nuclear Shop, and the second brand new merch store, Death Threats Clothing. All of these things are great ways to show your love and support for the channel and to enhance your experience as part of the nuclear family. Alright, Holy Roller official music video by Spiritbox. Let's jump into this in 3, 2, 1, go. Not the beginning I was expecting, but okay. Gotta turn the volume up on this one. I'm already digging the intensity on this one. Love the visuals on this too. Okay, you know what I really like about Spiritbox is that in addition to the heaviness that they bring, there's also this, very often there's this undercurrent of unsettling atmosphere. It's like this cold wave of atmospheric energy. I don't know how any better to describe it, but it's very much prevalent in this song, and I really like that. Also, for some reason, these shots of the woods with the sticks put together and the flowers, I have no idea why, but for some reason, the imagery here vaguely reminds me of the Blair Witch Project. I don't know why that fell into my head, but anyway. But speaking of the imagery, I very much like the video so far. I think it's really fucking cool. Spiritbox always does a pretty damn good job with their music videos. I mean, if nothing else, it's going to always be very interesting, and that's very much the case here. Musically, I'm really digging this. Courtney's vocals are on point as always, and once again, I like that kind of underpinning atmosphere to the song. It adds a little bit extra darkness to the music, and we're off to an excellent start, so let's jump back in. Also, the electronic element is very interesting. Not a huge fan of the vocal manipulation here, though. Gotta say that. not only do I love the creepy energy to this, but I also love the way that this very flowery kind of pure looking sort of imagery is interspersed with this very dark demonic kind of imagery. And that's like typical Spiritbox, right? Like that's like their style. It's like a union of opposites, you know? I've seen that in a few other songs I've checked out, a few other videos I've checked out, I mean, like Bleach Bath being one example. But yeah, they're very good at blending these opposing elements together with one another and making it seem seamless. And more than that, using the dichotomy to make the visuals even better and to reinforce the impact of the visuals and whatever message they're trying to communicate. And we'll get to that message and the lyrics when we get into the breakdown after the reaction itself. But for now, let's jump back into the music because I'm really enjoying it. So let's finish it up. All right, that was the official video for Holy Roller. I thoroughly fucking enjoyed that. Now, once again, I wasn't a fan of the vocal manipulations, and I think that in this one, I wasn't so much sold on the electronic elements that were interwoven in the song, even if I thought they were well done. They just, for some reason, were not to my taste, at least in this song in particular. But aside from that, I loved everything else about this. I loved the vocals. I loved the guitar. Once again, that creeping undercurrent of dark atmosphere, I really enjoyed that, and that really made the song. Because it's that kind of eeriness that really makes the song unique. It gives the song like a signature type of sound. And that's a sound that's very much exclusive to Spiritbox from what I've heard so far. So I really like that, man. I really like the visuals. I thought it all came together really fucking nicely. And yeah, I'm very glad I finally got the chance to check this out. This was one that I had been debating reacting to for a while now. Like I saw it come up in suggested videos and I was like, okay, I really like Spiritbox. Do I want to take the time to react to this and break this down, or do I want to listen to this on my own time? And it is a sort of tug of war that I always have to like sort of contend with as a reactor. But I'm very glad that I ultimately decided to react to this with you, and so you guys could see my first time reaction to this music and this video. I think that was the right choice to make on my part. So I really liked the video. I really liked the music. Aside from that one little criticism that I had. And now that we've checked out this first video, once again, this is a double reaction. So now we're going to be checking out Holy Roller, Courtney LaPlante, one-take live performance. I want to hear how she pulls this off in this setting, in this atmosphere. And it'll also give me a chance to hear the song again, so that's not a bad thing at all either, because I definitely want to hear this again. This is going to be a playlist song for damn sure. So let's check out Holy Roller, single-take performance in 3, 2, 1, go. Nice purple rain shirt there. Yeah, I do not like the vocal effect, I gotta say. I like the drumming a lot too, that needs more appreciation. That definitely adds to the power of the song. Okay, you gotta give credit to Courtney as a vocalist. You can automatically put her in the category of female vocalists in metal that are extremely fucking talented. Along with, you know, Tatiana from Ginger, Lena from Infected Rain. She's right there in that group, without a doubt. Because, like, this is like the third live one-take performance I've seen her do. This is the first one that I've actually reacted to on this channel, but the third overall that I've heard. And she, so far, she's doing what she has done in the previous two that I saw, which is pulling the screams and the singing off effortlessly, just the same way she would have done in the studio. She pulls it off just as well in a single-take live performance, and that's not easy to do, man, you know? Even on stage during shows, sometimes, you know, singers will make a little mistake. It's very hard to get it quite as right and quite as good as you did on the very first, you know, studio recording, the official recording of the song. So far, she's on point vocally here, so I'm enjoying this. And once again, it's good to be able to listen to this song for the second time, and for you guys to see me do it. So let's jump back into this.
Yeah.
I do like this beat, though. I guess that's one part of the electronic sound that I do like. Also, just want to point out that she seems to have a lot of like effortless vocal control. Like, she seems to like have so much control over her screams. She is able to just start them and stop them seamlessly. And, you know, that takes talent, man. You know, she seems like a very talented vocalist. So much respect to Courtney LaPlante in the vocals department. And it's good to hear this song again because I'm picking up on elements of it that I missed the first time around. For example, I'm appreciating the drumming more, you know, now that I'm hearing this again. And I realize how much the drumming contributes to the overall power and the overall punch to the song. So I think that's pretty cool that I'm picking up on these additional things now. And yeah, I really dig this song. I do. I may have my small criticisms of it, but it's still a really solid song, and it's up there with my favorite Spiritbox songs, I think. I'll have to listen to it a few more times before I officially put it in that category, but I think it's going to go there. So I'm really liking this, man. Let's finish it up. This is fucking good, man. This atmosphere right here is really awesome. All right, I think that was even better the second time around, man. And once again, the control that she has, that she exerts over her voice, it's cool to see, man. It's cool to see her do this live take. So yeah, much respect to the artist, much respect to the entire band. I think they're all really fucking talented. Yeah, I really like the song a lot. Again, I was not a fan of the, you know, vocal manipulation, and I was not a fan of all the electronic elements that were in this song. But aside from that, I liked everything else about it. So musically, really damn good, man. Seriously. So that being said, let's go to the lyrics now and see what we're talking about here. I have some ideas based on the song title, but let's break down the lyrics. Let's really do a deep dive analysis here. Holy roller sits in the garden we fled. Blood into wine, take my body instead. Stand to the left of me in paradise, Holy Ghost will. Born of blood and seraphim to grip the Nazarene. Crown of God you wear it thin to come and rapture me. And... oh, okay. There's one more verse here, and then the others repeat. Two more verses, actually. Into oblivion like a blade, falling slowly, curse the holy down. And when I die, you won't pray for me. That's when I learn to cut my ties. Okay, shorter than I was expecting in the lyrics department. More repetitive than I was expecting as well. This one... okay, so, once again, as soon as I saw the title, I already thought I knew what this was going to be about. And it is kind of about that. With some additional context. So this to me is a song about the typical self-righteous, holier-than-thou, proselytizing religious person, but with the addition being that I think this talks about a potential partner or lover who acts this way. And there are some specific lines I see here that seem to suggest that. Crown of God, you wear it thin to come and rapture me. And holy roller sits in the garden we fled. Blood into wine, take my body instead. So it's like, this person is trying to sell their religious views to the woman in the song, not just out of a self-important need to save her. I mean, that is part of it, but also as a way to try and convince her to be with him. Because the line where it says, rapture me, to me is an obvious double entendre. Because you've got the religious idea of the rapture, right? And then you have the rapturous feeling that comes with love or lust, whichever it may be. Maybe both here, I don't know. and then the garden we fled. To me, that's saying we've left your puritanical idealizations behind long ago. We left the garden, and then blood into wine. To me, that's using communion as a metaphor for sex, because the attraction could be an intoxicating one, if not for the fact that this person's moralistic ideals, based on his religious views, are getting in the way. At least that's my take on it. I could be right, I could be wrong, And then take my body instead. I think that pretty much confirms my interpretation of this whole verse. Again, if you know better, feel free to correct me in the comments, offer some clarity. But I think I'm on the money here when it comes to the song meaning, because I think that line, "take my body instead," I think that's essentially saying I don't need my soul saved. Instead of wasting your time trying to, in your own mind, purify me, take my body instead. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I want. So not only is this person trying to gain this woman's attraction by converting her and trying to make her something she's not, she's saying that on top of that, he can't even give her what she wants. And, to me, the video imagery also was highly suggestive of that message that I'm getting from that verse, because the first video, in the video, you see her in a white gown, wearing flowers on her head, which at the end, interestingly enough, catch fire. This romanticized, purity-based kind of image, right? And then she turns into this dark, demonic sort of figure. So I think both images are exaggerations of opposite stereotypes, right? Like, on the one hand, the idea of some religious people that you should fit into this mold, this, scriptural idea of purity or virginity or temperance, whatever the case may be. And then on the other, there's this overblown stereotype of anyone who is liberated in any way, whether mentally, emotionally, sexually. And so I think she's representing both of those caricatures in the video, and that it very much falls in line with the lyrics, which I think is pretty damn cool, because I always like when the video not only can be well paired with the lyrics in terms of the imagery, when the two go hand in hand with one another and work in tandem together, but I also like when the video enhances and further deepens the meaning of what the lyrics themselves are saying. And I think it very much does so with that imagery. So I think that was pretty cool. And, religion or no religion, this all comes back to something I've talked about before, about idealizing your partner and putting them up on a pedestal. In this case, it's a pedestal that not only does the woman not want to be on, but it's a false pedestal. Because the very idea that she should conform to someone else's concept of what is pure or what is righteous, or whatever term you'd like to use, that's like an insult to her autonomy and to her individuality, and on top of that, to her right to self-expression. But I've seen that a lot, man. Like, I've seen people, approach prospective partners from the standpoint of, hey, let me introduce myself and let me tell you what's best for you. Like, hello, nice to meet you. Let me tell you what you need. And it's just so fucking demeaning, and it continues to surprise me that people actually think that's some kind of an in, like people actually believe that kind of approach is honestly something that anyone would be interested in. If anything, that's borderline abusive, and at the very least, like I said, it's demeaning. So, but interestingly, that also circles back around to religion, right? Because indoctrination is so often passed down from one human being to another from the standpoint of, hey, I know what's best for you, I care about you, and I know what's right for you, and you don't. And so if that's done by a family member to you at a young and impressionable age, I think the potential is there even more so for you to adopt that kind of mentality and carry it with you for the rest of your life. And so I think in the case of this song, that person is, what's the best way to put it? That person is implementing that mentality in their approach to this woman, probably just like their parents did to them. And all, of course, under the guise of love. So, really, if you think about it, it's like, even I have to admit, really thinking about that type of, psychological process that's going on with that type of person, it's like, why wouldn't someone who came from that kind of religious background, why wouldn't someone like that assume that love and spiritual proselytization go hand in hand? It's just, but on the other hand, the world and people are changing, especially within Western society. And sooner or later, people, both religious or otherwise, need to get the memo. Because whether it's a relationship or a friendship, a mentorship, anything, you don't begin to build a healthy foundation for a relationship by talking down to someone and trying to put them into this preconceived framework of what you think is right or what you think is just. And I think one of the reasons there's so much division in this country, by the way, is because we're doing that on like a national level. Like everyone thinks they have the answers to the universe, or at least the answers to the country that they live in, in their back pockets. And they believe that their way is the right way, and no one better dare seek out their friendship unless they conform to that one specific set of ideals and beliefs. So that's just food for thought. But that's, in that particular context, that's another conversation for another time. But anyway, there's that old saying that goes, you can't buy friends, right? And what a lot of people think that means is that you can't shower someone in money or nice things and think that's going to win them over in any meaningful way. And that is one very valid meaning to that expression, but it also relates to other approaches, that expression, when it comes to gaining someone as a friend or a partner, whatever. Because not all transactional relationships are primarily materialistic, and the currency to that quid pro quo kind of relationship doesn't always have to be monetary. In many cases, like with this song, it's faith that is the conduit for how people try and purchase friends. Whether the language they use is about saving that person's soul, or even worse, that the person is somehow lesser than them because they don't share their beliefs. So it's like, they don't believe what you believe, they don't follow your path, so you're going to do them a solid and help them by teaching them the right way. Typical bullshit, And it's that kind of arrogant, look down your nose at someone way of thinking that really pisses me off, man. Seriously. And I think a lot of us fall into that trap during moments in our lives. I think that I have done that too. I'm obviously not perfect. And I think it's something that people should actively try and fix and actively try and improve upon in their lives, because it's not a right way to treat people, man. Even if you think it is in the moment. Man, getting wrapped up in your self-righteousness, that's a slippery slope to narcissism, So that's behavior that I think people need to correct. Because believe you me, you're still a fallible human being. So am I, and neither you nor me nor anyone you're seeking out in life is free of error in thought or belief. You're not going to find it. It doesn't exist. So I really like this song because I think that she's just basically going off on people who actually approach relationships from this kind of arrogant, religion-based kind of standpoint, But look, you can't put a square peg into a round hole, and you can't buy someone's heart, Not with money, not with nice things, not with Bibles, and not with speeches about original sin and salvation either. Hard truth, but, people need to hear it. Unless you accept someone for who they are, you don't deserve their love because you haven't earned it, And I think it's really that, in addition to underscoring the hypocrisy of a lot of religious people, these two things combined are what the song I think is really getting at, and I think it does a good job of it. And that surprises me because when I first started reading off these lyrics, I was like, okay, these are kind of simplistic, they're kind of repetitive, there may not be much to break down here. But as it happens, it's one of those songs that says a lot with a little. So, and the video, once again, really did a lot of help, for the lyrics, because I think without the imagery in the video, the point would not have been driven home in such an obvious and also such an artistic way. So you got to respect Spiritbox, man. In addition to talent and in addition to the powerful messages in their music, they also have very, very interesting and unforgettable videos. And this video is definitely going to stick in my head. I thought it was well done. I like the aesthetics of it. I like the message and symbolism of it. And I like what the lyrics had to say. And above all, I thought the music was really good. Of course, I do have those criticisms of the music, aside from the fact that I still enjoyed it very much. So because that's the case, taking everything into account, I am going to give this one a very strong 10 out of 12 on the Doomsday Clock. It would almost be an 11. It's like a 10.8, 10.9, but once again, I don't deal with percentages. I just do 1 through 12, so this one's a solid 10. So Spiritbox, Holy Roller, hope you enjoyed those two videos with me. It was really good to react to this for the first time, and I become more and more of a fan of this band every day. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for the support. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so now. All it takes is one click. Takes 2 seconds and costs nothing. Click that bell if you want notifications. Check out patreon.com/nuclearreactions. And that is it for now, but plenty more good content on the way, as always. So much love and respect to the Nuclear family, and I will catch you all on the next one.